94% of the revenue, Pierre, let me tell you, comes from Hyderabad. It is indeed a cash cow, and Seemandhra side fears that with the going of Hyderabad, they will be left high and dry. So these are the concerns. They wanted Hyderabad to be made into a union territory. These are the concerns that they wanted addressed, because of which they had been holding the house to ransom, which had created ugly scenes in the house. But the opposition, after the unprecedented scenes we saw last week of fisticuffs, of MPs yanking out mics and trying to throw them in the house, of pepper spray being used inside the house, causing discomfort and adjournment in the house, those are the reasons that the opposition finally gave in that the suspended MPs perhaps should not be brought into the house. Also, let me remind you, Pierre, it is the prerogative of the Speaker, because she had suspended these Seemandhra MPs for unruly behavior. She is the person who could have revoked their suspension, and she thought it fit not to revoke their suspension and continue with the discussion on the Telangana bill today. So the discussion started this afternoon at 3. We saw earlier attempts in the morning being made, once at 12, once at 12:45, when we saw the House had to be adjourned. So this time there were attempts, as we were just speaking about that the suspended MPs tried to enter the House, despite the fact that they are not allowed to be present in the House as they are suspended, and fearing a repeat of ugly scenes, the telecast was disconnected.
All right, Maha Siddiqui, many thanks for that update. Our correspondent Kamaljeet Sandhu is also joining us on this story. Kamaljeet, an unprecedented step, and also something that is deeply disappointing, because this is perhaps one of the most contentious bills that the 15th Lok Sabha has seen, and the country now has absolutely no access to the live proceedings.
Well, definitely so. What we know from our sources is that amendments are being moved at this point of time, but even though Lok Sabha television is not on, there are journalists who are sitting in the gallery. But let me tell you that this has been...
We seem to have lost the connection to Kamaljeet over there. We're going to try and reconnect to her. But right now, the Telangana bill being discussed in Lok Sabha, what we do know is that the BJP has in principle agreed to support the bill on the floor of the House. As Kamaljeet reported over there, amendments to the bill are now being moved in Parliament. But you can't see any of this. You can't see any of this because in an unprecedented move, the Speaker of the Lok Sabha has cut the live broadcast. She stopped the live broadcast after MPs from Seemandhra who had been suspended got unruly and attempted to break into the House. Maha Siddiqui is back with us for more on this story. Maha, lots of questions being asked about why this absolutely one of the most contentious bills really now completely cut off from the country. That no one actually knows what's going on there right now.
Yes, absolutely. And they will have to wait for us to really report on what exactly proceeded in the House, what were the discussions like. We have already told our viewers that the opposition has, through Sushma Swaraj, the leader of opposition, articulated the fact that the BJP, her party, is in favor of a separate state of Telangana. But they also wanted the concerns of the Seemandhra side to be addressed. Now, several amendments have been moved, as we know, 62 in number. That was the figure that the government gave us in the morning. Unprecedented move, yes, in the sense that in the past, speakers like Somnath Chatterjee have said that never should a telecast of the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha proceedings should be stopped, and that the people of the country should be well aware of how their MPs behave in the House, that sometimes when they break decorum, even that should be something that the people of the country should know. But today we've seen the move being made by the Speaker to disconnect the proceedings of the House, not to telecast them, perhaps because of the fact that she was herself deeply hurt the other week when we saw unruly scenes in the House where the Seemandhra MPs had entered the well of the House. There were fisticuffs. The glass of the table under the Speaker was also broken. Mic was yanked out, and there was a certainly threat that people could be injured in those fisticuffs. Pepper spray was also used. She said that she felt deeply sad about the fact that they had displayed such behavior. And today, when the suspended MPs were trying to enter the Lok Sabha, they are not allowed to do so, Pierre, because they are suspended members. They have been debarred from entering the House for the whole of this week, which is till the 21st, till when Parliament is on, when they made attempts to enter the House today, perhaps fearing that there could be a repeat of ugly scenes, this telecast was disrupted.
All right, Maha, we understand that voting on the Telangana bill, on the amendments rather, is now underway. Is there any understanding of how long this process could take? You said as many as 70 different amendments from various parties?
Yes, there were many amendments that were actually accepted by the government and taken to the House. This morning, they were pegged at around 62 to 70 amendments that the government said that they would bring about in the House. Now, the government was clear that even if there is din in the House, they will just use voice vote and get the bill passed quickly, and through voice vote also get the amendments done. So I believe at the moment inside the House, that's the attempt being made, because remember, there are very few sittings left here in this session. There's only Wednesday, Thursday and Friday left. This bill, once it's passed through the Lok Sabha, also remember has to go to the Rajya Sabha. So yes, they will make haste. They will try to pass the bill as soon as possible, especially considering the fact that it is the same issue that has held the Parliament to ransom for so many days in this extended winter session.
I don't usually make editorial comments about issues, but as Maha Siddiqui reporting over there, the Telangana bill might be passed with a voice vote if the government and the Speaker feels that there's simply too much disruption to allow it to pass with a normal vote. Maha, we've been talking about how this blackout itself is unprecedented, but surely a vote on something as contentious, something as fiery as the Telangana bill should be put to a proper vote, that every MP's vote must actually be recorded on something of this nature.